My name is Retrograded, and you're watching the Music Enthusiast.
Going out with your friends and you don't understand why I can't just suck it up. I've been so lonely lately, but I can't communicate it. I'm scared of hiding out.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Retrograded. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. Where are you right now?
I'm walking around the streets of New York City, just taking a little break in some air. It's not too cold, but it is not warm.
Awesome. I love the vibes. It feels very much like a sidewalk talk interview, except I'm not with you walking on the sidewalk.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh my God. Do you know the Sidewalk Talk? Like I forget the girl's name that does it, but she interviews I don't know. I saw a Gus Dapperton interview. I think the show's literally called Sidewalk Talk, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know her personally, but I always
Well,
use.
but you've seen the video, right?
Yeah, I love the
Cool.
concept.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could treat it like that. That's fun.
Yeah, for sure. So, when did you want to start making music? Like, when was the point in your life where you were like, oh, let's just head right towards it?
I mean, that's a great question. I think I realized I wanted to make music before I said, hey, let's head right towards it. Because in like high school and stuff, I listened to a lot of EDM and I would like kind of make songs in my head, but I would never know how to execute them, you know?
Yeah.
So when I went to college, I got a Mac and I got Logic on it. So I just started making little crappy beats and stuff. But I found it so fun and I just kept doing it. And eventually I got into songwriting. So I would say 2019 when I wrote Spaceship Boy. That was like the first song that I wrote that I was like, oh, this is really fun. I should put this out. So that's why I started putting out stuff. And I've just been doing it for the last 2 or 3 years, trying to get better every time, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And since you've been making music for 3 years, or like around that, like you sort of like started making music, and then the Corona thing happened. So, what was it like, sort of starting your music career and then that happening?
Oh, I mean, selfishly, it was honestly one of the best things that could have happened to me for
Okay.
music. So I was a swimmer in college. That was a pretty huge commitment in my life. I still was doing music on the side, still just having fun with it. But Corona hit, and all of a sudden, I had nothing to do but make music. So I ended up making a full album project with this kid I met online named Ryan. The project was called Highway Flowers, and we put together like 7 songs entirely over the internet. And I learned a lot about making stuff. And like, you know, I think the only way to learn is to just make a bunch of stuff. And that was all I was doing at the time. So I think personally, it was kind of a blessing.
Yeah, honestly, that's great because some people did not have it that way. Some people were just like
Definitely not.
kind
No,
of
I was.
writer's block.
Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Writer block comes and goes, but just having the time to consistently like keep at it, like eventually something hits. And like I had a few of those moments where I was like, oh yeah, this is a really cool song and I'm super excited about it over Corona.
And since you like write all the time, like, do you sort of give yourself little activities to write about, or do you just like free write?
It's kind of different every time. I've been trying to find different ways to do it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to like get stuck in one way and have it go stale on me. But I think a lot of times it comes from just like things that are going on in my life. And if I can pinpoint a specific idea, like, oh yeah, that would be a good song, I'll try to just build off of that. Sometimes, on the other hand, though, like sometimes I'll do the production side first and then try to fill in words from there. But I think songwriting wise, it always comes from try to find a simple idea and just building off of it.
What simple idea started Suck It Up?
So Suck It Up started with the beat first. I was in a huge writer's block, or I guess production block. I hadn't worked on anything in forever. Like I just hadn't been able to find time to make music. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna find a sample that I think sounds cool and see what I can do with it. And I found that initial sample that it starts with in the beginning. And I built out the song from there, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I like felt inspired again, which is something I hadn't had in so long. So that's how it got started. Lyrics wise, it comes from a place of trying to live up to people's expectations when you're not really sure if it's the best thing for you personally. I think that's the best way to put it.
And lyric wise, it could be such a sad song, but the beat just turns it up so much and it's so good. I love the beat. It's so, like, again, so good, and it honestly sort of brings back to your EDM roots.
Oh, for sure. I think I never really left the EDM roots. I think I just have I pull from so many different places. I think it's a cool mashup of like, lo-fi hip hop and then but the dance roots are definitely still there. I'm glad you appreciate that.
No problem. And if you could describe your music as an animal, which animal would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I feel like it's like a red panda, you know?
That's
It's like,
actually my favorite animal of all time.
oh, that's so great. I love red pandas. They're so, I mean, realistically though, I feel like it needs a little bit more bite. I try my best to be like the cozy, like calm, collected, happy person, but like suck it up, especially like it's just not quite going in that direction. So maybe more like I don't know, like a ferret. No, I don't want to be a ferret. Yeah, let's just stick with red panda. I like it.
I love it. And I was gonna ask about your stage name, like where did it come from, and did you have other ideas for it?
Oh, I had a bunch of stage names before this. I started with just my name. I didn't like it. It's not it. I don't have a stage name, you know. And then I switched to like I think it was Solace in Solitude for a while because I like to be edgy and alone. And then I realized that was not very marketable. I think I wrote a song just for fun. It was like a rap song, and there was a line in it that was like something about Freddie Mercury in Retrograde. And I really liked the word retrograde, but somebody else had already taken it on SoundCloud. So I just made it past tense. And then I came up with like a whole backstory for why it was past tense. But I forget the story. That's basically it. I just thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, it does, and I love the story now.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to do is come up with an explanation for the name.
Okay, perfect. I cannot wait to hear it whenever it comes along.
I'm sure it'll come out at some point.
And my very last question for you is, who are your favorite artists right now?
My favorite artist of all time is 1975, Easy.
Mm.
I think they're the greatest band ever to exist. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little, but God, I love them so much. Then after that, I listened to a lot of Mac Miller recently. This guy called Eden. Do you know Eden?
Yeah, he's coming here in February, I think.
Yeah, I love Eden. Eden's one of my biggest inspirations when I first started. This guy called Versace is really cool. You know Versace too?
I do.
Oh God, I love him too. I got to meet him in New York. He's a super nice guy.
Oh, no way.
I don't know. I've been listening to mostly podcasts recently.
Which ones have you been listening to?
I really like the Happiness Lab.
Okay.
That's a good one. Tape Notes is a great music podcast talking about like producers breaking down songs. I really enjoy that. My Spotify Wrapped every year is like ruined because I only really listen to myself, which is it's like I'm 100% my own top listener every year. So like when yeah, I mean it helps when you release a song, you just play it on loop for the entire night so the streams go up on the first night. So my top songs are always my own.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as it should be. You should be your own biggest fan.
Yeah, it helps, and it's also kind of frustrating when you listen to a song like 100 times and then you're sick of it, you know?
Yeah. There's pros and cons to everything.
Oh, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. It was so much fun.
Oh, I had a blast. Thanks for hitting me up.